First up tonight, we have got a live look in Dallas for you. Scattered showers have been moving through North Texas for much of the afternoon and evening, and more rain chances are in store throughout the week ahead. Thanks for spending your Sunday night with us here at 10. I'm Teresa Woodard alongside senior meteorologist Jesse Hawila. So we definitely need to keep those rain jackets and umbrellas handy.
Yeah, so we have some storm chances coming up this week. Some days better than others.
Yeah.
We've got a cold front next weekend. I've got a lot to talk about.
It's spring.
Maybe I should start. Let me start. Look here at our radar. We have some thunderstorms in the area, but these are weak. These have not been severe. Good downpours of rain falling in parts of southeastern Dallas County, parts of Kaufman County, now exiting Ellis County. And you can see just a little bit left over. And this is what we were talking about yesterday. We had that morning round of rain that moved through, that stabilized the atmosphere. We had a bit of a lull. And now we saw these thunderstorms really throughout the late afternoon and evening, mainly south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They have not been severe. We have not had any flooding issues, just a good, beneficial dumping of rain. The lawns appreciate it. I know I would certainly appreciate it if I got some rain at my house, too. There you go. Now moving out of Dallas County and then into Kaufman County, you can see the core of the heaviest rain right now, just north of Combine, right on 175. Okay, that's now east of Seagoville, moving toward Talty. That is in the process of weakening. And I want to show you a wide view to show you that's it as we go through the rest of this evening. So I'll continue to watch these, but things are fizzling out as we go through the rest of tonight. Most of the rain will stay down towards central Texas as we get through the overnight. And we're quiet here in North Texas as we start tomorrow morning. A couple of rounds of thunderstorms are possible this week. We'll time those out for you and talk severe risk coming up.
All right, see you then, Jesse. For 2 nights, neighbors in 2 Dallas neighborhoods say they heard something they just could not ignore. A steady pounding beat that shook their homes. Residents in East Dallas and Lakewood blame a music festival at Fair Park this weekend. Tonight, WFAA's Richard Solomon walks us through how city officials are reacting to these complaints while residents are demanding answers.
Even here, you won't expect like loud music.
Neighbors of East Dallas and Lakewood heard a steady pounding beat.
So this is the first time that it seems like we have an answer for what it was this time.
The answer, a music festival 5 miles away at Fair Park. Even businesses heard it.
You could hear it all the way on the block, everything.
And at the Laboratory DXT shoe store in Lower Greenville, Maxwell Sternwise says it quickly became Sunday's conversation.
So it's really cool to see all these new interesting things coming around. Yeah, it might be a little too loud to hear when I can hear it over here, but it's still super cool to see.
But not everyone shares that same sentiment. The music came from the Breakaway Music Festival and concerts at Dos Equis Pavilion. Residents of East Dallas and Lakewood took to social media and the Nextdoor app, sharing their frustration.
Get to the bottom of it. We can't have that. Fair Park is not Lower Greenville. Yeah.
On Sunday, Rudy Karimi with the Dallas Park and Recreation Department shared with me they want Fair Park to be vibrant and electric, but not at the expense of other residents' quality of life. He said in a statement, leaders will take a closer look at the event later this week to see what can be improved so this doesn't happen again. Councilmember Adam Bazaldua said the stage position, which faced open land, and weather played into why the sound carried farther than expected.
If they can keep it in Fair Park and find a way to keep the volume a little bit down, then why not?
There are no concerts scheduled at Fair Park for Sunday evening, but for many neighbors, the conversation about noise is just getting started. In Dallas, I'm Richard Solomon.
Tonight, we are following several developing stories across North Texas, including 2 shootings and a stabbing incident. Tonight, a suspect is in jail, accused of a deadly shooting outside a Duncanville bowling alley. Police say 1 man was shot at the entrance of Redbird Lanes just after midnight. He died. A second victim showed up at a hospital with a gunshot wound. That person is expected to recover. People who work nearby say this is unusual.
Stuff like that don't really go on too much around over here in this area, so that's why we're kind of surprised over here.
Officers in Duncanville used drones to find the suspect. They say they arrested him in a nearby field. Fort Worth police say a family gathering ended with 5 people shot. Officers say this happened around 10:45 Saturday night on Shackelford Street. Police have a 22-year-old man in custody now. They say he pulled out a gun during an argument and fired into the crowd. All 5 of those victims had to be taken to a hospital. And a disturbing report of 6 people stabbed early this morning in Dallas. According to DPD, the victims were found near White Rock Creek Trail, but they were injured at another location. We have asked DPD for additional information, but they have only told us that a disturbance led up to the stabbings, which are still under investigation. It is unclear tonight where this incident actually occurred. A Fort Worth neighborhood is going to great lengths to prevent egrets from nesting in their community. They are noisy, they are smelly, they have been known to cause property damage. And tonight, WFAA's Brittany Costello shows us the daily battle in the Park Glen neighborhood to keep thousands of egrets from taking over and the costly mess they leave behind.
I don't want to be in conflict with these birds every night.
It's a lot of watching.
We want to catch them before they approach.
And waiting.
I think we're approaching 20 days that we've been out here.
But when it's go time,
He's right there.
it's go time. Neighbors say it's their one shot
That'll keep him moving.
to keep migratory birds from nesting in these Fort Worth Parkland neighborhood trees.
I've been tracking it.
They know the egrets are coming back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They were here last year. They say more than 1,000 of them, and they're federally protected. That means if they lay an egg, you can't touch them.
At some point, it gets really unmanageable.
This is what it looked like last year. Nests were on just about every limb. So many birds, Kelly Rabarchek says they would fall from the tree and rot on the ground. The poop was everywhere.
It will curl your shingles, warp your rafters. You're probably going to have to replace the roof. That's, in this neighborhood, about a $15,000 expense.
And neighbors are spending thousands this year on trees that actually belong to the city. Though a city spokesperson said they did thin the canopy this year, neighbors say it was not near enough.
We've had to pay for trimming on the city trees that are overhanging properties.
Fort Worth animal control officers are now posted to this block from here on out.
We had one night where we repelled about 219 birds in about 3 hours.
Just like the neighbors,
Some people try to have lives outside of chasing egrets away. Wouldn't that be nice?
who say they cannot let up now.
Living here is not good for them. It's not good for people. And so really that's why we're asking for help. That's why we're trying to keep this from happening.
In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
The U.S. military is about to begin blocking all ships trying to enter or exit the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump is instituting a blockade. It will start tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. Now, the U.S. and Iran spent 21 hours negotiating this weekend, but emerged with no deal to end the war. The White House is demanding Iran turn over its stockpile of enriched uranium, as well as allow free passage of ships in the strait, where 1/5 of the world's oil supply travels. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says military vessels arriving in the strait will be seen as violating the ceasefire, and they will be met with force. There was mixed reaction from lawmakers on Sunday news shows.
We're trying to end the state-sponsored terrorism. We're trying to end the threat, the menace that Iran represents not only to America, but to world security and peace.
Both parties, when they left the negotiation in Pakistan, said the door wasn't closed to additional negotiation. And so even an imperfect ceasefire is better than resuming full war.
Negotiations between Israel and Lebanon are expected to happen in Washington this week. However, strikes continue, and CNN says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was in Lebanon today, assessing territory that Israel has already seized. Oil prices rose in early market trading following the announcement of the U.S. blockade. The price of U.S. crude went up to $104 a barrel. Brent crude, which is the international standard, rose to $102. Oil has certainly seen dramatic swings from $70 a barrel before the war to a high of more than $119.
We are bonded forever, and no one down here is ever going to know what the 4 of us just went through.
An incredible journey through space coming to an end this weekend for NASA's Artemis II crew. The 4 astronauts splashed down off the coast of Southern California Friday evening after nearly 10 days in space. They flew back home to Houston, where they were all medically cleared, and now they are reflecting on their historic lunar flyby.
Before you launch, it feels like it's the greatest dream on Earth. And when you're out there, you just want to get back to your families and your friends. It's a special thing to be a human, and it's a special thing to be on planet Earth. What you saw was a group of people who loved contributing, having meaningful contribution, and extracting joy out of that.
Their journey paves the way for next year's Artemis 3 mission, when a new crew will practice docking the capsule with a lunar lander while in orbit around Earth. That sets the stage for the all-important Artemis 4 moon landing planned for 2028.